What's up? It's your girl Nikita back with another video. We are doing that sensational bare luxe lace.
What the fuck is going motherfucking on?
Turn the lights on. One bottle, 4 hands, 2 bodies, and 3 orgasms. 2 for you, 1 for me. That's all I need.
She came twice, I came last.
4 hands, 2 bodies, 3 orgasms.
She came twice, I came last.
Numbers don't lie.
So, let's get into it. This is me going through with my hot comb. I was thinking about plucking it, so I wanted to get those edges nice and straight, but as you can see, I did not have to do that. Now, we are about to install this on my daughter, and her hairline comes a little bit closer to her eyebrows, so this is how we're going to do it. And so I'm just going through right now, alcohol, witch hazel, making sure her scalp is nice and clean and making sure that her edges are pushed back, because you know you want to make sure that the install is nice and clean. And I am using the EBIN gel adhesive. So now I'm going through, I'm sewing on her cap. As you can see, I'm just going through making sure that the joint is on there. You always want to make sure that the cap is sewn on. That's the best install method for me, and it makes with the cleanest. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going through and I'm going to use the EBIN spray adhesive, red or active, and make sure that that joint is nice and on there. So you want to make sure that the cap is covering all of your edges. And the reason I use the adhesive spray is because then it'll come off with water. And the reason I use active is because you can sweat in things and it will still hold. So I really like the EBIN spray for this situation as far as installing your cap. Also, it won't like leave the bulky glue when you try to use makeup or whatever on it. It won't be 2 different shades. So yeah, and that's what it looks like. Unfortunately, my camera turned off during the cut and the makeup part, so I used Ruby Kiss 15, and then I went through and I used the darker version of the eyeshadow to make it a little bit darker according to her skin. So now I'm going through and I'm using the red active EBIN adhesive. If you look in my last video, I showed you guys about adhesives, and this is the one that has the red label, but this is an actual glue. She wanted a little bit longer of a hold, so it got her about 4 or 5 days. So this is why I did this, and I did 3 layers. Now I sprayed some of the adhesive spray on the inside of her cap because I had already put makeup in it, just to make sure it was nice and dry and it will adhere. Anytime you're using a cream foundation, you want to make sure that it's nice and dry. So I'd put it on a long time before you do your install, you know. So now I'm just going through getting it over her ears. Now this was a little bit of a difficult part, like I said, because her edges come closer to her eyebrows, so some units are a little bit smaller for her because of that reason. So that's why I'm tugging, and it might look like I'm doing it really hard, but I'm not. It's very gentle. It's just sped up. So just know that this is why, one, I'm doing many layers, and I'm trying to make sure it's under her ear, but I'm not doing that cut right there like I normally would, or people normally would, because of that fact. We need that coverage all the way down her ear. And so I noticed that some people actually have that issue, and they don't install it or whatever on the edge. And so you'll notice on one of her sides that I'm not able to actually put glue on one of the sides. I have to use the spray adhesive because of that. So don't put glue in your client's hair. Just use the spray adhesive, because that will actually come off with alcohol and water. So use the spray adhesive if you see that your client has edges that go like down the side of the ear. And so I'm using my blow dryer on hot, and then I switch to cool, then I do hot, then I switch to cool. Okay, it's not on hot all the time. Don't do that. Now I'm going through with the hot comb, just getting those edges nice and stuck, and nice and straight, making sure that that joint is on there, okay, so that she can do birthday behavior. Now I'm going through, I am going to cut. I'm cutting off less, like I said, around that ear portion than normal. And the reason is, like I said, is because her edges and her sideburns come down a little bit further on her ear. So that's why I do that. But when you're cutting, be careful not to cut your client or yourself, as well as be careful not to just cut in a straight line. You want to jagged that line to make it look like it's really coming out your scalp, And so now I'm just, going on the sides, making sure that it's stuck, making sure that it looks really natural on that side. Any extra lace I'm gonna cut off. Anything like that, that's what I'm doing. That joint is looking like scalp already. And so you always want to make sure that the tab is always secure and looks as natural as possible. And so now I'm just going through, looking at different angles, making sure that every angle I can't see that lace. You don't want the wig look. You know what I mean? Remember, use cool, hot, then cool, hot, then cool. And it still takes 24 hours to cure, so don't attempt to go swimming or anything right after you get your unit done. Wait 24 hours. So now I'm just going through, very gently combing her hair. Like I said, it may not look like I'm doing it gently because it is sped up for you guys. But this install literally took 5 hours because of the fact that I don't use a blow dryer a lot, and I want to make sure that each layer is dry so that we can go on to the next process, okay? So just letting you know, take your time when you're installing it completely or installing it on your client so that their unit will be on there, okay? Now I'm going through cleaning up her side because, like I said, this part is where it's going to be out. So I cleaned up her side, and I'm going to use the spray adhesive in order to adhere the side. Now remember, it is still adhesive, so it still needs to come off with alcohol and water, but it doesn't require like you to use, say, coconut oil or anything, okay? Like, this is very simple. It's very easy for your edges not to be taken out if you remove it correctly. And so now I'm just working on her edges, making them look as natural as possible. I didn't do specific edges on this unit because we wanted like the natural silk press look, so we didn't do edges. But yes, just wait till you see what it came out looking like. This is me again looking, making sure. Now I'm about to get my blow dryer, finish those edges on up. And as you can see, it is coming out looking like, yeah. Look at how natural it looks. And so at the end, I ended up going through adding just a tiny bit more makeup because everybody knows that your scalp is a little bit lighter than your skin. So I try to get it looking like scalp, you know. So I did add a little bit more makeup. So this is the end results. 24 hours later, she tied it up, and this is what she looks like. Now, if you get into this situation, do not, I repeat, do not just rip off your hair thing, okay? Do not just rip off your bonnet, honey. Pry it off. Make sure you don't just yank it. You want your unit to stay looking right. Look at that. Looks like it's coming out your scalp, right? Right. Look, and that's the side where her hair is still out, okay? Look, and it still looks good. Look at them edges. Popping. Look at that. So, looks real good. Looks real nice and natural. Those edges look nice and natural. Nice and natural. Thank you, Sensational, for the bomb unit. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Y'all, is this unit giving or what? Alright, y'all. I will see you soon. Have a good one.